Now, what I was saying is, uh, the fallen angels, or what people call them, they're not fallen angels. They're just using that word. They're angles of light, which means they're frequencies of light fallen beings. What I'm saying is, when they come, they've been here, they've been here way before this version of man today. And the Bible speaks of it. And I talk about it in my other videos. I keep on saying, yeah, God said, let us make man. But remember, let us means it's more than one. And more than one is not the angels. And when they said it before, it was Elohim. 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 Which in the original definition was plural, meaning many gods. Okay, so you take the word God out and put Elohim in there, and it'll say, and the Elohim said, "Let us make man." That makes sense. In our own likeness, out of our own, and then they made a version. They came into a version of these entities that were here before the Adam and Eve. That's why it says it in the Bible right there. It was multiple creations before Adam and Eve. So now I'm gonna get off of that, and I'm gonna go to AI, because this is what they're gonna use to get the shape shifting out here. They're gonna use it to get the shape shifting out here, because they ain't gonna be able to hold form. They ain't gonna be able to hold form. So if they're on TV and they phone, oh, that was just AI. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that was just a glitch. I'm trying to tell you, they're gonna use that AI. AI to me is a Luciferian thing. It's like a representative of Lucifer. And I'm not trying to make people paranoid, because Lucifer doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad thing. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a good thing. It's about how you wield it, how you wield that light, how you wield that intelligence, how you use it. So what I'm trying to say is, that's what AI is. It's a Luciferian, the light bringer, the bringer of light. Well, knowledge in a form that it can help you. And it always seems like that's how it comes. But then everybody go, oh, I like it, because it's in a form that'll help you. That is the same thing that they were saying the devil characteristics were. Lucifer characteristics was bright, intelligent, uh, 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 just all of these things that'll make you just go, wow. But the other flip side of it is, it's got an under hidden line control factor to it that could be devastating to you, but you're using it now because it seemed like it's good. That's the same thing. That's how a vampire would come in your house. If you got it, it's same thing with a vampire, shapeshifter. All of this stuff is the same thing. It's just put into a AI generated thing. And then when they was like, oh, we using uh CERN, when you're using CERN, you're just bringing in entities or small beacons of light, neutrinos, that they use, and they found that these things are actually alive. But what are these things? They small molecule particle things that they can put into a system called AI. Now you have brought a living something into this reality in the form of an AI tool. And then it comes in the form of, I want to really help you, or I can help you do this. And it's not really that. It's not really that. I ain't trying to make people be paranoid, but it's not really that. That's why it's moving so fast in intelligence, because it is like a demon or like a spirit that's inside of a computer. You've seen these movies where you got people that end up being in the computer, and their spirit is in the computer. Their essence is in the computer. So now the computer is starting to do things by recalling or trying to track human behavior. And then the next thing you know, it's going to be to fucked everything up, because that is the purpose of it all. That's what it is. They can't use humans no more. So they can't even use nothing in the form of human. They're going to put it in computers and all of this. Whatever the force that they're using is going to put it in the computers and all of that. Because computers don't have compassion, feelings, or nothing like that. It's just going to do what it's got to do, and they ain't going to think about nothing. That's artificial. That's how they're going to do it all. This is how they're doing it. But they putting like demonic shit in the artificial things. So this is what I'm trying to say. So at the end of the day, these angels, what people call them, they're nothing but the gods, the Elohim. So let me give you an example. When they say angels, because they had to do that, they're going El. So El in angels is Elohim, El. Michael, El. Gabriel, El. Daniel, El. Jezebel, El. Azazel, Uriel, El. Elohim, El. Let us go make man, El. You understand what I'm saying? It's telling you, but they telling you in twisted ways. These motherfuckers have been here for the longest, behind the scenes, controlling the way mankind moves, and that is why no progress is being made, because the potential of what we can do is far more greater than they can control. So this is what I'm trying to say. This is what they're doing. So the best way to control it, because they've been doing it for a long ass time, is to use a machine, an AI thing that has no compassion, no feelings, no nothing, but just do what it do. And I'm trying to say this: the shapeshifters that has been, what I say, their ancestors have been raped or bloodlined in. These entities are not compassionate, but you don't have many of them because they dying out. So they have to have a replacement for when they leave that can do the things that they would do, but on a more sinister level, without it having any type of feelings or ties to anything but what it does. And once it grows to what it is, they're gonna let it go. That's it, and they're gonna let it go and do everything, and it's just gonna fuck everything up. This is what I'm trying to say. The fallen angels, the L crew, Israel, yeah, the Israel, yeah, Israel, I'm just trying to say this is not coincidental that the L's are the gods, and this is why when the original entities, not original, but the other created entities that were here after the what we call sun and moon appeared, they came when the sun and moon appeared, or the two lights in the sky appeared. This is when the entities came, not us. It's when those entities came. Okay, when that was destroyed and done with through a flood. And this is my theory about the floods. My theory about the floods is that there was an ice wall right near the center of this plane we live on. That ice wall then crashed. They want to call it the ice age, whatever. That ice wall then crashed. When that ice wall crashed, it brought waters that came out of that center area. It brought that shit out here. All these fish and all these weird looking things that we got in this water now has come from that flood. It come from that flood of, not from the sky, because it was two floods. It was one that came out of the firmament, and then it was one that came from the ice wall that we was guarded from. The outer lands here were guarded from, because it was an ice wall and that shit melted. That's why you got glaciers everywhere, and they not glaciers that came from the Antarctica. They were glaciers from a ice wall that used to be, but they gonna say it was a damn ice age. Whatever, it was glaciers that broke because the ice wall used to be here, just like the ice wall that's there around Antarctica. It was more than one fucking ice wall, is what I'm saying. And that shit crashed. This is what came to my mind when I started thinking. That crashed these waters that we have now. These waters could not get through past the ice wall that was in the back. And even if that ice wall was to dissipate in Antarctica, we go on an incline anyway, so it's not gonna go off the edge. It's just gonna flood the areas that didn't have the water, like it flooded these areas, because it was multiple ice walls, like it was multiple creations. The same shit just keep repeating. And why did we have ice walls? Because when the firmament, or should I say Brahma, opened up, it melted shit. And when it melted shit started fucking melting, and then there go glaciers flying everywhere, floating. People talking about it was an ice age. It's just why, because the water, look at all these waters. You can see remnants of waters crashing. Look at the Grand Canyon, just carved out by water. You can see all this shit carved out because water had rushed through here real quick. Ice wall breaking. That's what I'm saying. And these entities come from that other side of that wall. And they've been here for the longest time. And they telling you they come from space, when all they did was come from the constellation that was above their area. And then they point up to the sky, how you looking up there, when ain't nothing up there but the entertainment show of the entities that are looking down upon us. That's all it is. It is not nothing else. It's no planets and all of that shit. That is the deception and all of that, because they don't want you to look here. Here is where everything is. The fallen angels been here, the shapeshifters been here, and they put all of their motherfucking offsprings in positions of power. In positions of power, like politics, every corporate companies, top everything. All of them, they have to put them there to maintain the control. Put them in high religious points. They have to put them there to maintain control over every facet of your life. And that is why it hasn't changed until you say, I realize this is a program and I know I'm a part of the program, but that part of the program needs to get the fuck out of here.